YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We enter the Washington football team video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with my Washington football team post-game reaction to the Week 3 game versus the Buffalo Bills. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we do, make sure to go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I go to video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington football team. Let's get straight into today's video. So first, can I say this? The reason why I'm not as loud or as mad as I normally would be with a loss is because, for one, I knew this loss was going to happen. And two, when you just see something so much, you just get numb to it. You know what I'm saying? At the Chargers loss, I was pissed because we had a chance to win that game. In this game, we had a chance to win when we were down 14-21, but I knew we were going to lose. So, like, it's a feeling that you can't really explain unless you just is a long-term fan of a very bad franchise. So I'm just numb to it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not really as mad as I normally am. Now, if this game was like a 4-point game and we lost, then I would be heated. But like, we lost by like 25 points, so it really doesn't really. I mean, I'm pissed. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like I'm used to this kind of pain. You know what I'm saying? So Washington in this game, they lost, and I expected them to lose. But I'm not frustrated that they lost. I'm not pissed that they lost because I expected us to lose. I had this game marked on my schedule prediction as a loss. So I'm not mad that they lost. I'm mad how they lost. Penalties, drop passes, Taylor Heinicke looking bad with should be 3 interceptions, but the penalty flag that the Buffalo Bills got 3 penalties on, and Washington got a first down and they wiped away that pick, but essentially 3 turnovers for Taylor Heinicke. Just fumbles by Logan Thomas, just not take care of the ball. Defense not being able to get off the field on 3rd down once again, on 3rd and 15 early in that game, and you'll hear about it more when I get into my notes. But 3rd and 15, you have him early in that game, and you allow him, that being Josh Allen, to complete a pass across the middle to, I want to say, Emmanuel Sanders to move the chains. Then they go down later to score on that drive. So defense not been able to get off the field on 3rd down. Secondary still looking lost out there. Now, here's one positive thing that I can say about the defensive line. No, we didn't get any sacks, but we were getting a ton of pressure on Josh Allen. It was like we're getting there, but we weren't getting there, if that makes sense. Like, we were there. We were affecting Josh Allen. We were making him move around in the pocket, but we just could never bring him down. You know what I'm saying? Kendall Fuller had an interception that he dropped that Cam Curl kind of dislodged when his body flipped around. He kind of hit the ball out of Kendall Fuller's hand. Speaking of Kendall Fuller, got burnt by Emmanuel Sanders. Once again, is that coming as any surprise? No, it shouldn't, because he's getting burnt every single week. And as far as the coaching staff, man, Jack Del Rio and Scott Turner, these were one of their worst games called, in my opinion. Scott Turner on key downs, like that 2nd and I want to say 6, he does an end around with De'Ami Brown, and he loses about 5 on that play. Then 3rd and long, you don't pick it up. And then on I want to say another 2nd down with Antonio Gibson, you run like a little a counter or something like that, and it doesn't go nowhere. If you're going to run the ball, why not do it on 1st down, or why not go in with a better run design? And then as far as Antonio Gibson goes on that specific play, I feel like he went up the wrong hole. He tried to bounce it outside. He should have went up the left guard and right center's right side, and he would have been good, you know what I'm saying? Possibly for a gain of maybe 3, even more. That's just from my angle. Maybe I didn't see what he saw, but that's just from my angle what I saw. Scott Turner, not a really good game called by him. Same could be said for Jack Del Rio, soft zone, Chase Young in coverage. You know what I'm saying? So it's an overall frustrating game, but like I said, I'm not mad that we lost. I expected us to lose. I'm mad how we lost. So let me get to some of my notes here. After getting him on 3rd and 15, the defense allows them to then convert on the drive, and they finished off that drive for 7. And I was talking about the opening drive with the Buffalo Bills. And I said one positive note that I could take away from that job is the defensive line, as we talked about. Pass interference call on William Jackson versus Stephon Diggs. I didn't like that call at all. That drive ended in some points too for the Buffalo Bills. So that was a drive killer. Thanks to the refs. I didn't think William Jackson had a pass interference call on that. I felt like they both were fighting for position, and they flagged William Jackson, which I didn't like the call once again. Taylor Heinicke throws an interception, terrible pass. Jordan Poyer was sitting there waiting for that pass. Jordan Poyer could have caught that pass with his eyes closed. It was literally like he was just handing him the ball. That was such a terrible pass by Taylor Heinicke. A small thing about that play, though, that I did take away from a positive note, Terry McLaurin shades of last year versus the Dallas Cowboys when Alex Smith threw the interception. Instead of letting him just run back for the 6, Terry McLaurin was able to chase him down from behind, and he tackled him. And same was for the Buffalo Bills. In that game, Terry McLaurin was able to chase down Jordan Poyer and prevent him from running back for 6. So that was just a terrible pass by Taylor Heinicke. That was the start of really Taylor Heinicke's terrible day, man, in my opinion. My thing with Taylor Heinicke is he didn't play how he played in the Giants game. Giants game, he was just letting the defense give him what he got, or should I say, he was taking what the defense gave him. Sorry about that. And he was just being a game manager, take care of the ball outside of that one James Bradbury turnover. He was just completing the passes, allowing the defense to essentially let him give him what they got. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, man. But in this game, he was trying to be a hero. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to make that play. That Adam Humphries interception, where I want to say either they called that one back or did they call that one back? I'm trying to think. I don't think they called that one back. I think that was the second interception that actually counted. The Adam Humphries play, you're not Patrick Mahomes. You're not zipping that in there. You know what I'm saying? So just either continue to run and try to pick up whatever you can get instead of forcing plays. And I felt like Taylor Heinicke wasn't playing like himself today. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to do too much. That essentially sums up Taylor Heinicke's day. You know what I'm saying? Getting back into my notes here before we get out of here. On the kick, Washington recovers it, or on the kickoff, Washington recovers the touchdown or recovers the ball. That's after the Logan Thomas touchdown. No. Was it after I think it was after the J.D. McKissick or Antonio Gibson. Sorry about that. I'm all over the place. Antonio Gibson's touchdown screen pass for 73 yards. That's the longest play in his career, actually. I think that was after that where Dustin Hopkins, I didn't see the play. I was writing my notes down for this post-game video, and I look up and we had the ball. I seen them start recovery, but I didn't see what happened. So apparently Dustin Hopkins kicked it into a spot where there was no return man at, and the return man had to run up to it, and it bounced off of him or something like that, and it bounced up in the air. Something weird. And Khaleke Hudson, it hits off Khaleke Hudson's hands, and it bounces up in the air, and Dustin Hopkins just slides in the catch it. So it was just a weird play. It worked out in our favor, and we went down and we scored again. And that made the game 14-21. So that had to be that was the Antonio Gibson screen pass. On that very possession, though, where we scored 14 points, Antonio Gibson could have had another touchdown, but he dropped the pass, wide open pass, and he drops it. We ultimately went to score on that play or on that drive, but you gotta have better hands, AG. On that play, J.D. McKissick doesn't drop it. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. Moving on to my other notes, Heinicke rolls out on the right side of the end zone, and he dives into the pylon. 21-14. So shades of the Buccaneers game where he dove into the pylon and scored for a touchdown. Kendall Fuller nearly had an interception on third down, 3-and-out Washington's defense. And then moving on to another note, on second down, Scott Turner runs the ball, and Antonio Gibson loses about one on that play. And then Antonio Gibson, he went up the wrong hole, was essentially what I said. So that was the play I was talking about earlier, where he did a counter to the right or something like that, and it was a bad play call in my opinion. And Antonio Gibson didn't help out the play call by going up the wrong hole, at least from my point of view. But we already went over that. Moving on, the D-line is getting there, but they're not getting there. Once again, we went over that already too. They were there in Josh Allen's face. They was making him move around the pocket. They were making him dance, but they weren't getting there. They just weren't getting home. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's a positive, but we got to get some sacks. Heinicke with nearly his second pick of the game, but it was aided by 3 penalties by the Buffalo Bills. So once again, he should have had 3 picks in this game, but he had 2. 1 wiped away due to penalties. And on that play, Brandon Sheriff ran into the wall, but he came back in the second half, so he was good to go. Scott Turner end around with De'Ami Brown goes nowhere. About 6, loss of 6 on that play. Bad play call. That was the terrible play call in my opinion. I'm not an end around kind of guy anyway, but when you're trying to get cute with your end arounds, You can't, man. It's just too much. You're trying to fake the handoff to Antonio Gibson and then have him come around, and that's just too much. And the Bills weren't fooled about that. Fooled around on that play. You know, if you're gonna do an end around, even though like I said, I'm not a big fan of them, but if you're gonna do an end around, just do a simple end around like you did with the Cam Sims one. Just hand it off, put him in motion, hand it off. Stop trying to be cute, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially in games like this. You know. I have a couple more notes and we're gonna get out of here. 4th and 1, Ron should have went for it. That's early back in the game too when Logan Thomas didn't pick up the first down. I felt like Ron should have went for it. Initially he was going for it and then he challenged the play call or the spot on the field and he didn't win the challenge, which was a terrible challenge by Ron Rivera. I didn't agree with that challenge by him because I felt like Logan Thomas was short and you could clearly see that he was short. And then on 4th and 1, after they came back and said that it was not a first down, Ron decides to punt it. You can't do that in my opinion. I think you go for it. You have Riverboat Ron as your name for a reason, right? In games like this, you have to go for it to set the tone, to show them that you're not scared, i.e. the Chargers versus the Chiefs. Chargers, and I know this is a different scenario, but the Chargers versus the Chiefs game that just ended, the Chargers went for it on 4th down and showed the Chiefs that they weren't scared. You got to do that against high-powered offenses, high-powered teams, elite teams like this. You got to show them you're not scared. You know what I'm saying? But you go for the punt. And I believe that drive ended in a touchdown. I could be wrong, but I feel like Ron should have went for it. And I believe my last couple notes here. I already talked about the drops here. De'Ami Brown with a drop on 3rd down that would have kept the drive moving. You can't have that. Also Cam Sims would have dropped. De'Ami Brown, or not De'Ami Brown, but Taylor Heinicke, he would call DeAndre Carter in motion, and in the motion, the ball hit DeAndre Carter. So it's just stuff like that you cannot have, man, and it sucks. But at least we're getting Curtis Samuel back next week, so that's gonna boost our offense. So I can't wait to see Curtis Samuel make his debut. And also on another good note, Giants lost, so the Giants are now 0-3, so it doesn't matter what happens between the Dallas Cowboys and the Eagles game tomorrow. Washington will be in 2nd place. So, hey, man, I expected us to lose this game. Like I said, I wasn't pissed that we lost. I was pissed the way we lost. So, yeah, on to Atlanta, man. Week 4, make sure you guys are in the stream next week. Let me know about your reaction to this game. Let me know how you guys feel about this game. Taylor Heinicke did not play good at all, in my opinion. So, let me know how you guys feel about that. As always, it's me, boy, Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Help to Washington football team. I'm out. Peace. Cost me one time. That's gonna get you popped. Get you popped. Get you